Today on WBLN News, the FAFSA workshop is tomorrow night, there's a Philadelphia shootout, and the freshman basketball team take on Columbus. All this and more coming up right now.
Good morning, Belen. I'm Jesuit.
And I'm Stephen Kaez, and welcome to this edition of WBLN for today, January 12th, 2016.
Attention seniors and senior parents. Belen will once again host our Financial Aid Night FAFSA workshop on Wednesday, January 13th at 7:30 p.m. in the Coscuela Hall.
Tomorrow night we're hosting our annual Financial Aid Workshop where Joanne Brown from the University of Miami will talk to the students and more importantly the parents about the FAFSA, which is a financial aid application that students have to fill out if they want financial aid in college. So Joanne Brown will walk the parents through completing the FAFSA and completing the CSS profile and also talk to them about other forms of financial aid available to students during college.
In national news, Pennsylvania police warned that 3 radical associates of terror suspects are still on the loose. Philadelphia police have been tipped that Edward Archer, a self-proclaimed ISIS-inspired gunman, is not the only one. Archer recently shot and wounded a cop. After Jesse Harnett was sitting in his police car when Archer suddenly unloaded 13 bullets into the patrol car, 3 of which hit Officer Harnett. Harnett got out of his car and returned fire, hitting Archer. Archer was caught and charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, assault of a law enforcement officer, and multiple firearm crimes. Shortly after his arrest, he pledged allegiance to ISIS. Thankfully, the shots were not fatal, and Officer Harnett is now in stable condition and in the hospital. However, the threat to police in the area is not over, as 3 other men are suspected to be working with Archer.
The White House released a preview of the President's State of the Union address Monday. This year's address will be his final. In the black and white video, President Obama sits in the Oval Office making revision to the speech.
I want us to be able, when we walk out this door, to say we couldn't think of anything else that we didn't try to do, that we didn't shy away from a challenge because it was hard, that we weren't timid or got tired or somehow were thinking about the next thing, because there is no next thing. This is it. And never in our lives again will we have the chance to do as much good as we do right now. I want to make sure that we maximize it.
Tonight, President Obama will present his final State of the Union address to Congress and the nation.
The U.S. State Department is not confirming a claim by North Korea that it is holding an American citizen prisoner. Raul Rodriguez has more.
Days after North Korea's nuclear test shocked the world, a new diplomatic bombshell. Kim Dong-chul says he's an American citizen who used to live in Fairfax, Virginia. North Korea calls him a spy accused of stealing nuclear and military secrets. Pyongyang authorities ordered Kim to speak to us in Korean. He seems aware a conversation is likely being monitored. I committed an act of espionage against North Korea, he says. I gathered information about its nuclear program and military facilities. Kim says North Korean agents arrested him 3 months ago, seizing a USB drive, camera, and documents with details of North Korea's nuclear program. CNN cannot determine whether Kim is making his statements under duress. He says he was not spying for the United States, but for South Korean conservative elements. With the goal of undermining Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un's regime, the South Korean government calls the claims groundless. But how did it work? How did he pass on the information that he collected? I bribed a local resident, an ex-soldier with military access, he says. He handed over information. I hid it in my car and secretly bought it to China. Kim says he drove back and forth from China every day. As president of a company that operates in Raisin, a special economic zone where foreign-owned business operate just inside North Korea, the business helped the cash-strapped regime make money to pay for the things like its nuclear program. It's time for the U.S. government to withdraw its hostile policy against North Korea, Kim says, using the same language often found in Pyongyang propaganda. We're allowed to photograph Kim's American passport. He says he was not born in South Korea, but became a U.S. citizen almost 30 years ago. So far, the State Department has refused to comment or confirm his U.S. citizenship, telling CNN, quote, speaking publicly about specific purported cases of detained Americans can complicate our tireless efforts to secure their freedom. I'm asking the U.S. or South Korean government to rescue me, Kim says. Both countries have no diplomatic relationship with North Korea. For now, this purported U.S. citizen is detained. No trial date. No idea if he'll ever see his family or country again. For WBLN, I'm Raul Rodriguez.
Thank you, Raul. A friend of an American artist who was found murdered in Italy wants her killer arrested. Ashley Olsen from Silverhaven, Florida, was discovered dead inside her Florence apartment Saturday. Italian media reports characterize her death possibly from strangulation. Police are questioning her friends and her boyfriend, who local media describes as a 40-year-old Italian artist. The boyfriend discovered Olsen's body on the bed of her apartment after he hadn't heard from her 2 days following their argument. Olsen's death is being treated as a homicide.
I can't imagine what she went through. You know, no one deserves to go through that. So whoever did this to her, I hope that they get what's coming to them, because it's really hard. She was just the best person, and I'm shocked that this has happened to someone that I know. It's just horrific.
Authorities are not commenting on the cause of death until an autopsy is completed.
Hey guys, let's check out your scoop for today. Now stay tuned as we bring you weather and sports right after these messages.
Good morning, Belen. Last night there was a lot of rain. Let's see if anything's going to change for today. As you can see, not much is going to change. A lot of rain moving in. Let's take a look at your highs and lows for today. A high of 69 and a low of 56 with 13-mile-per-hour winds coming from the north-northwest and afternoon showers with 40% precipitation. Let's take a look at your highs and lows for the rest of the week. On Wednesday, there's going to be a high of 74 and a low of 63 with 0% chance of rain. On Thursday, a high of 72 and a low of 68 with a 70% chance of rain. And then on Friday, a high of 80 and a low of 67 with a 90% chance of rain. That's all for your weather. Make sure you stay safe.
Last night, the varsity basketball team welcomed Miami Jackson. The Wolverines took a significant lead in the first period, coming up 33-15. Jackson came back in strong in the second half, shortening the gap, but the Wolverines held off, winning 59-41. Scoring for the Wolverines were Rodriguez and Romeo, who each had 13, with Milton and Meher adding 5, Torres de Navarra, Bravo, and JC Carrillo had 4 apiece. Last night, the JV basketball team defeated Miami Jackson High by a score of 56-40. The team was led by Marco Daher with 15 points and TJ Rosell with 12 points, and also Lorenzo Luaces with 10 points. The freshman basketball team will host Columbus at 4 p.m. There will be a very important meeting tomorrow at 3:15 for all those who've signed up to try out for the tennis team. The meeting will take place in the tennis shelter, and our new coach will be introduced at this meeting, and information will be given out for the tryouts. Those of you who are trying out for track and field and pole vault, shot put, and discus, see Coach Barkeen at 3:15 by his office. Tickets to the Belen Columbus basketball game this Friday can be purchased at the bookstore. Student tickets are $10, adult tickets are $15. We also have a complete package including parking at the arena for an added $5 per car. Game time will be 6 and 7:30 p.m. The Florida Panthers played again last night as they took on the Vancouver Canucks. The Cats took the lead early with goals from Jonathan Huberdeau and Jussi Jokinen to put the Panthers up 2-0 after the first period. The Canucks got on the board late in the second period with a goal from Daniel Sedin to cut the lead in half. The Canucks tied the game late in the third period with a goal from Jake Virtanen to send the game into overtime. Late on a 3-on-3 overtime, Jaromir Jagr was called for a 2-minute minor for hooking. The Canucks capitalized on the advantage and ended the Panthers' 12-game win streak. The Panthers play the Calgary Flames tomorrow night. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carlos. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for all the latest news and pictures. I'm Jate Goitisolo.
And I'm Stephen Calles. And from all of us here at WBLN, have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and stay golden, Wolverines.